Behind the spotlight, amid the cheers of fans filling every space, there is a story that often escapes casual attention, but is so real to those who truly pay attention. This story is not just about two famous actors, nor is it merely about the Untamed, which catapulted their names to fame around the world. Rather, it is about a bond so strong that it can no longer be concealed by mere formal smiles or professional glances. This story is about Wang Yibo, the man with the famously inscrutable expression, and Xiaojan, the charming figure whose radiance is always captivating. Between the two of them, there is an undeniable magnetism, and behind that magnetism lies a truth that is becoming increasingly difficult to hide: Wang Yibo's jealousy of Xiaojan. Wang Yibo may be a highly professional actor, an idol accustomed to holding back his emotions, and a public figure who is good at maintaining his image. However, there is one thing that even he himself cannot control: his body language. Fans who have been following their journey for years know that the eyes never lie. There are moments when Xiaojan jokes around with other co-stars, or when he is enthusiastically interviewed by the show's MC. At those times, the camera sometimes captures Yibo's expression changing in an instant. From his usual calm, expressionless face, he suddenly looks a little tense, or even shoots an unconscious piercing glance. Those are the moments when his jealousy surfaces. He may not say a word, but his whole body speaks volumes. Fans even have a term for this: Yibo's jealous glare. One glance is enough to cause thousands of people on the internet to go wild and flood social media with lengthy analyses. Why is it so difficult for Yibo to hold back his jealousy? The answer is simple: because Xiaojan is the center of attention wherever he goes. With his gentle smile, friendly demeanor, and warm aura that makes everyone feel comfortable, Xiaojan always manages to charm those around him. He never tries to steal the spotlight, but his radiance is too strong to ignore. And that is where Wang Yibo's dilemma lies. As someone who is very close to him, Yibo knows the sides of Xiaojan that the public does not see: his fragility, his struggles, and his sincere heart. But when others also try to get close, his jealousy instincts kick in, as if he wants to say, "You can't see Xiaojan the way I see him." The fans weren't just speculating. They had gathered a lot of evidence from various events, interviews, and behind-the-scenes moments. Some of them became legends among the fandom. Yibo's sharp gaze when Xiaojan was laughing freely with another guest star on a variety show. His expression was so clear, as if he was holding something back in his heart. Yibo's subtle gesture of pulling his chair closer to Xiaojan when someone else sat too close. Fans call it a protective reflex. An interview where Yibo suddenly became quiet when the conversation focused too much on Xiaojan's collaborations with other people. He is usually quite active in answering questions. A candid photo from backstage shows Yibo staring at Xiaojan for quite a long time while others were busy talking to him. It was as if the world around him no longer mattered, and there was only one center of attention. It is these small moments that convince the fandom that Yibo's jealousy is not an illusion, but something real and impossible to hide. Interestingly, Wang Yibo's jealousy never manifests itself in emotional outbursts or rude behavior. On the contrary, it appears in a sweet form. There is gentleness in his gaze, a hint of concern, a desire to protect. Fans often say that this jealousy is not a sign of negative possessiveness, but rather an expression of care. It's as if Yibo wants to say, "I want to always be by your side. Don't let distance separate us." And that's the beauty of their relationship. It's a jealousy that doesn't destroy, but rather shows how precious someone is in our eyes. It cannot be denied that on almost every occasion, Wang Yibo always mentions Xiaojan in a different tone. There is pride in his voice, there is admiration that cannot be hidden, and there is a sense of belonging that is difficult to explain. Fans often compare the way Yibo talks about other people with the way he talks about Xiaojan. The difference is clear. When mentioning Xiaojan's name, Yibo seems more alive, more enthusiastic, even when he tries to hide his feelings with his signature cool style. And that's why the jealousy arises. Because for Yibo, Xiaojan is not just a coworker or an ordinary friend. He is the center of Yibo's emotions, someone too precious to share with just anyone. Furthermore, many fans have noticed that Yibo often shows his most honest side only when he is around Xiaojan. He can be more relaxed, smile more often, and even let out a small laugh that is rarely heard. This makes the public even more convinced that Xiaojan is not just a colleague, but someone who makes Yibo feel comfortable being himself. On several occasions, Yibo has even been seen following Xiaojan's energy. If Xiaojan is happy, Yibo also seems excited. If Xiaojan is a little gloomy, Yibo often becomes more quiet, as if he feels what his best friend is feeling. It is this strong emotional bond that makes jealousy arise naturally, because when someone becomes the center of your world, it is natural to be afraid of losing the attention or intimacy that already exists. It is also not uncommon for Yibo to show his own pride every time Xiaojan is praised by others. But behind that pride, there is a glimpse of a look that shows deeper feelings, a mixture of pride and fear. Proud because the world can see how extraordinary Xiaojan is, but also afraid because more and more people want to get close to him. And that's where jealousy grows, not as a weakness, but as a sign of how deep his feelings are. Fans, especially those who support Yijan or Boxiao, are always quick to pick up on these small signs. They collect video clips, photos, and even interview transcripts to prove their theories. On forums, social media, and even fan meetings, discussions about Yibo jealous moments are always a hot topic. Fans don't just see two big stars. They see two hearts connected in a way that's hard to explain with logic. Every time there's a jealous moment, the fandom explodes with comments. That's the look of someone who's falling in love. Yibo can't hide his feelings, even if he wants to. This is more real than just acting. In the end, we all know that jealousy is a natural part of love. That feeling arises because there is care, there is fear of loss, there is a desire to always be by the side of the person we love. And that is how Wang Yibo feels about Xiaojan. He may never admit it directly in public, but his body language, his gaze, and his attitudes speak louder than 1,000 words. For many fans, this is proof that the bond between them is not just a shadow on the screen. It is something real, alive, and full of feeling. Something that makes the hearts of thousands of people tremble every time they see Yibo look at Xiaojan in a way he never gives to anyone else. Wang Yibo cannot hide his jealousy toward Xiaojan, and that is not a weakness, but a sign of how precious Xiaojan is in his heart. Every gaze, every expression, every small, unintentional movement, all of them are pieces of a puzzle of a love story that is bigger than just the entertainment stage. And now the world has seen it. The fans already know. The question remains, will they ever dare to admit it? So what do you think? Is Wang Yibo's jealousy just a fan's illusion? Or is it the clearest proof that there is something deeper between him and Xiaojan?